Hello, it's T. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I know we've been talking a lot about energy and yin and yang, and today, we're going to get there. So I think it's relevant to our conversation, but we're going to go really, really practical today. I had a situation earlier this week, and I just thought, oh, this is the perfect thing to share because I know that a lot of us parents have challenges with our kids, whether our kids are 3 or 13 or 18, with cleaning up, right? It looks a little bit different depending on the age. And so my boys are teenagers, right? They're 16 and 18. And so I had a challenge, and it sort of changed shape, and I just want to talk you through it and talk you through, not because what I did was perfect at all, but because I think it may resonate, and I think you'll be able to pull little ahas that might apply to you in your world, in your house. So we have a rule in the house that they can take food and drink to their rooms, but it needs to be cleaned up on a daily basis. Okay, and so I will oftentimes, knock on my son's door to say hello, to say I love you, to check in on him, see what he's doing, because they're teenagers. They spend a lot of time either with their friends or in their rooms or what have you. And oftentimes when I do that, I will see a little gathering. Fortunately, they're not all over his room, but a little gathering of dishes. Okay. And so I focus on the positive. They're all in one place. That's awesome. And he has them very near the door so he can bring them downstairs. And sometimes I'll just kind of look at the dishes or um, say, hey, do you need a hand next time you come down? And, he generally gets the message. So, the other day I did that, and he brought them down, and he brought them down and he put them right next to the sink. And so there's a bunch of dirty dishes right next to the sink. So I actually wrote down, because there were so many like little pieces to this. I didn't want to make things up or leave things out. So so he brings them down, he goes upstairs, and then in the kitchen, when he's in the kitchen next, and my office where I am is right next to the kitchen. So I knew he was in there, so I went in, and I said, hey, can you put them in the dishwasher? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. So great. And I get whatever I was getting, and I came back in my office. And however, I don't even know how much time passed, but the next time we have like, there's just some rhythms. We have a tendency when he's home to be in the kitchen at the same time. And so the next time we were, and it was a little while later, at least an hour or two. And actually, no, I was in the kitchen without him. See, I'm glad I wrote this down. And the dishes were still there. So literally, I called him, okay, because that was going to be less confrontational than me going up to his room when he was doing something. So I called him and I said, hey, look, I don't know if you think you have a maid. And he's like, no, no, no. Okay, no problem. And so that's great. Again, I finish whatever I'm doing, come back. So the next time I'm in the kitchen, can you tell that I do take kitchen breaks a lot? Maybe I should be moving my office. But next time I'm in the kitchen, the dishes are still there. And so I'm actually not getting like wildly frustrated as they may have in the past. But still, I'm a little bit frustrated. I'm not gonna just let it go. So I text him, and I I say, I need you to come down right now. And so he does. And so I say, look, they need to be loaded. And then, so he opens the dishwasher, and it turns out that the dishwasher was actually clean and full of dishes. I mean, it wasn't a ton of dishes, but it was clean, and they were reasonably hot. Um, and he said, oh, well, yeah, the dishwasher was running and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, look, you always, always have a choice. You can either empty the dishwasher and load it with your dishes, or you can hand wash your dishes. It's no problem. And meanwhile, I was starting to empty the dishwasher. So he says, oh, well, it's only 3 or 4 dishes. I'm just going to hand wash them. And this is the part that I really want to convey to you, is that there was a part of me, I didn't realize it, but there was a part of me that was very attached to him helping me unload the dishwasher. Okay. And then as soon as he said, oh, well, I'll just hand wash them, I was in my mind backpedaling like, no, 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 he has to help me. And then I realized, well, you just gave him that choice. So, you gave them that choice for a reason. It's like, when they're toddlers, right? And that's a tool that the teachers say to use, is like, give them limited choices. I had just given him a choice, and he picked one of them. So then it was on me. Then it was on me to deal with myself, right? Not to say, no, I need you to help me now and change my mind. That's like bait and switch. That's where trust gets broken. That's where they decide, why should I listen to you? You're changing your mind all the time. And that's what I would think too. If I had like a manager or a boss or whatever who was changing her mind all the time, would be like, well, why should I even try, since I don't even know from 1 minute or one day to the next what you're going to be expecting or asking. That doesn't make sense. So that is where I just want to illuminate for us as leaders in our family, right? For us as the parents, it's important for us to take responsibility for, sure, what we say, how we say it, all of that stuff. And in my case, in that moment, I needed to take responsibility for my own energy. My own energy of resistance, which was like, no, 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 he has to help me. Come on. Like, I'm standing here, I'm doing this. It's give and take, it's contribution. I had to take responsibility for that because the choice was already out there. And it's totally reasonable, right? For him to say, like, all right, I'll take care of it. I'll do this. Especially since that choice was very explicitly given. So, okay. Yes, that was my whole story. I got it. I nailed it. And so, if we bring this back to yin yang and that energy, right? I was in, a um, reasonably calmer, slower, receptive yin energy up to a point. Now, um, there was some yang, because yang is the doing, yin is the being, right? So yang is the doing, like, buddy, need you to come down here. Um, Now I said that in such a way that he could receive it, but that didn't mean that he hopped right to it and he did it exactly what I said, right? There were like 1, 2, 3 or 4 times that I interacted with him before it actually got done. And, that is something that, I'm working on it. I'm willing to work on that and shorten that up. It doesn't happen this way all the time. This was like, it was sort of an anomaly, so that I feel like, so that I could bring this out and I could share it with you and I could help you see that you might have um, some idea that things are perfect in my house because this is what I do and this is my business. And no, no, things are not perfect, but there's always a way to navigate, and there is always a way to own our own piece in an interaction. So, um, those are some themes that we get into in a lot more depth in the work that we do and in other episodes. But if you have any questions, if you have any little comments that you would like to share with me, I welcome those. I would love to hear what you think about this episode. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I'll just say bye for now, but I hope not for long.